Musicians, per cui era musicista, per cui...
Ciao Sergio.
Il microfono.
Full of people. That's great. So we're ready to go. Hello, good morning everyone, good afternoon. Thank you for all being here, and after this brief conversation we will invite you all to come closer and see the installation, the work of Arcangelo Sassolino, that in collaboration with Sanlorenzo Arts. So Sanlorenzo, we know that has, maybe we all know, but I'll repeat it, has incredible experience in yachting, of course, and but also it's a very incredible, let's say, supporter of contemporary art. And that's how we decided to collaborate together with Sanlorenzo Arts. Fine Arts, not yet, maybe one day. We hope so. And so this year with Flash Art, we invited Arcangelo Sassolino for Art Basel. He was just at the Biennale di Venezia, Venice Biennale, with the Malta Pavilion. And we would like to know more about this collaboration with Sanlorenzo, and so we will ask Arcangelo if he wants to say something about the specific piece that he that he actually conceived for Sanlorenzo.
Thank you, Gia. Thank you, everyone. When I was given this amazing opportunity of working with the Sanlorenzo, knowing their extraordinary technology, I thought that I have compressed something very simple, but somehow very strong and not dangerous. But
we will see that.
I choose glass and steel, and the glass that you see here is bended to its limit and is held in that position by a stainless steel clamp. I like this idea that there is, even if the work is stable and silent, there is a tension happening between the material. And I would say that this put together my philosophy about the work, that is based on pushing the material to its limit. And I like that even if the work stay like this, somehow we don't know for how long, hopefully for many years, for centuries, but there is the possibility that something can change. And this idea of giving a time inside the work, for me is what I'm looking for in my work.
Also because the work of Arcangelo, we choose Arcangelo because this is his year, we have to say, because it's amazing, like it's in the moment of his career, where it was one of the most important exhibition during the Venice Biennale in the Arsenale. He did like this impressive, he will explain us what he did, this impressive installation, very dangerous too, we have to see, because it's like steel became fire into the water, so it's quite
But
wow.
This is a little bit the core
but this is like the core
of his work.
So this is this year, and we have also, and Sanlorenzo is supporting also the system of art, was supporting also the Italian system of art, because this year Sanlorenzo supported the Italian pavilion. That was for the very first year, was a pavilion with just a solo artist. So it was just a solo exhibition. This is quite unexpected, because we know, that we are right to have also 2,000 artists in one pavilion. It happened also that. So this was very a special year for Italy, also for art. So Sanlorenzo was supporting the Italian pavilion, and with this lounge, the idea is to support also arts with the possibility to experience connections with artists that are embracing the idea of Sanlorenzo, that is like how to combine technology design, vision, but also a strong poetic. And Arcangelo is all the time working on that fragility that is like combining different elements. So you can see like a strong engineering artwork, but full of poetry. We can see like the time in your work. We can see like your fragility. And your fragility is inside. Arcangelo has a long path into the artwork. I remember like his experience at the Palais de Tokyo that was like stunning because he did like he realized like an amazing artwork. I think nothing happened like that into the Palais de Tokyo. He has many collaborations. He just realized an impressive artwork for the memory of Falcone. That was a judge in Italy, so it was about mafia. So he was like asked to present an artwork in Quattro Canti in the very center of Palermo to explain with a very strong artwork that situation, that feeling that is also a civic feeling about history in Italy. So Arcangelo is able to mix different layers, to dig into the time of the artwork, but to produce something that is timeless too, that is about sculpture. So he's reinventing sculpting. So that's to me like one of the most, and it's very difficult to see an artwork of Arcangelo in a place like Art Basel because it's not so politically correct. It's quite, we arrive like a bomb in the art system, so he need a space. So it's very brave also from the choice of Sanlorenzo. So explain to us like your poetic that started like more than, we can say 30 years ago, around 30 years ago.
Unfortunately, yes, 30 years
you
ago.
were at the primary school, so it was not...
No, time goes so fast. Actually, talking about time, I think that all the artists throughout history are very obsessed by this idea of time. And as I started to say before, the idea of compressing time into a piece of art is what artists want, and this is my way of doing. You know, making the glass in almost an impossible situation, and keep it in that uncomfortable situation. For me, is a way of compressive time into sculpting, and of course, this is one. Very un distillato, how do you say? Is un riassunto, a distillate of the work. You mentioned Venice. Venice, yes. The work is much more complex because in Venice there was these two things that I care. One was we try to face Caravaggio, which is almost impossible. And the best way to talk about Caravaggio is light. That is why I thought that by melting steel, when you melt steel at 1500 degrees, it became light. It became a color that you never see before. And that I thought was the best approach to a genius like Caravaggio. To show something that is dark, then is light, is a very unstable light, and then become dark again. So each work has its own. So
he created like a machine. There was like a factory inside that room of Arsenale when it was like melting steel. Yeah. So and then you have the steel coming from the ceiling.
Yeah.
So 1500 degrees coming into like a swimming pool.
Water. It has to be like a water because if it drop on the floor, it will explode.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be impossible to hold it. So.
And also as an imagery, if you think of Caravaggio, because we all have an idea, clear idea and image of Caravaggio, and we look at Arcangelo's work, it's quite far away in a, you know, image-wise. But in the end, they managed to really communicate a sort of like have a sort of like same binary, no? Work on on a parallel binary together, no?
Art can only go forward. I mean, if you don't push forward, you stay under the shadow of something that has been done. And for me, I apply technology to different material. If you think about science, medicine, physics, all try to go into the atom, into the cell, into the molecule, okay, to discover what is the inner essence of material. And in a way, I do the same. Okay, so I use speed, I use pressure, I use gravity, I use heat in the case of the Venice Biennial. I use this element that allow me to like pull out something that is inexpressed on the material.
Right.
Okay.
But you work on engineering too, because otherwise it wouldn't be possible.
I do have to work with the engineer.
Yes.
Like Sanlorenzo does very well. I mean, you need the engineer to to face the ocean to understand what is going on out there. So I need to engineer to really go inside the material, and depending what is the experimentation we do, we choose different.
Also because you have like in the we cannot say in the middle of nowhere, because like is one of the provinces where you have like a strong concentration of creative industry, that is Vicenza, but Arcangelo has like his lab that is like I guess like 2,000 square meters of laboratory where he's experimenting all the time about materials, stressing materials, creating it's like a scientist lab, well, we can say.
I'm often asked why
mixed with craftsmanship, artisanship, some wine too, maybe.
It's a
collab.
But I'm asking often why I have my studio in Vicenza, which is not like in the main, is not like a main city, unless people study about Palladio, the Renaissance architect. They don't know often about Vicenza, but Vicenza is an amazing industrial city. I mean, there is hundreds of technology, hundreds of companies that work with all the world, and for me, it's the perfect place to be there because I have access to anything.
We have a common friend. Like we remember that one of our first time here in Basel was like 25 years ago. We came with a common friend that was Lino. That is Lino Dainese, the one that reinvented the world of motorbike.
Yeah, everybody knows him for the weather, for the suit for motorcycle, ski. But his technology is about the airbag.
He invented a lot of airbags, the airbags for the motorbikes, blah blah blah. And so and Arcangelo, you are used to work with those kind of industries that allow you to stress also your practice.
Well, because if you have an idea, you better go inside a company that has been working in a specific thing for like 100 years or 80 years. So you go exactly at the center where you can find all that know-how that you need. And often I find company that are really open to experiment new things, and that is amazing. So you can bring technology, engineer, and as you say, you put together with poetry and philosophy. So that is the best
also you are
combination.
Creating new escapes also for the not just for the institutes but for
that
the
is
society.
Why now we did this, but I already have a new idea.
You have a new ideas about that. But just the curiosity, how do you combine like an artist like you that you need like we can say like spaces, horizons. How do you combine? How do you feel like, because you are represented here, and we thank all your galleries that are here, Galleria
Scudo,
Continua in Vernizzi. So thanks to them. How do you combine your energy in a so tiny place, and it is like more about the market? How do you consider like your relation to the market? How important is also to to have like a discussion like this in front of a group of collectors, a group of people that, and how you combine these your perspectives to the market and to the more than to the market, to the art system. Which is your relation with the art system?
I think that the two things must go together. I mean, I cannot experiment. I cannot do new work unless you have also the market at work. So the two things has to come together. Of course, collector cannot buy like an installation that is like a 300 square meter large. No. So you have to develop your work in a different direction and find work that concentrate your philosophy, but they are more like domestic somehow. But there is no question the two things has to come together, because without money you don't do anything. So
it allows you to do a lot. During the Venice Biennale, you funded globally, and so it allows you to create like a large installation.
Exactly.
So which are your next projects for the next year after this impressive year?
I have. Well, I cannot talk about a couple of things that I'm working because I don't want them to get worried. But no, I have
because they are so dangerous for the humanity.
I have a work that is actually opening this weekend in Trento, an amazing sculpture park, Artesella, and is a cinetic work.
Because Artesella is an amazing place in Italy, into the woods. So it's like very natural. It's like quite an impressive place where you can experiment with nature, impressive artworks that are related to nature and to the landscape.
And it's a new thing for them because it's the first time that I'm presenting a sculpture that is cinetic, but all the energy we use is from the sun. So there is like this huge mass of granite, that will move. I don't know
how big is it, just to figure out.
It's big.
It's quite big.
It's 500 quintali.
550
tons.
50 tons.
They move, but the beautiful thing that is in the wood, in the middle of the trees, and all it does very slowly. It does with the energy that comes from the sun. So it's completely disconnected to the line, and I like this idea that this technology move this mass, but is completely it doesn't pollute anything.
And which are the artists that you look at during your career that inspire you? Because I remember in your
how much time do we have?
Just few, just to do. Because I remember a piece that you said that this is the measurement from Calandre. So which is your?
There is many, but I feel very connected to the Italian tradition. So for sure, arte povera, like artists like Anselmo or Cunellis. And before that to Informale, Fontana e Burri, and before that Futurism. So I feel I'm very much into the track of the Italian.
Or somehow like minimalism.
I love minimalism. I spent a few years in New York, and actually I discovered art in New York. So
because you started, because Arcangelo started. It's quite curious as he went to New York to learn English, obviously, but because he has he was involved into plays, he was into. It's a quite a curious story. And then he started when he was 24 with the School of Visual Art. But before it allowed you also that meeting in New York. To take your freedom and to have the possibility to discover art.
Everyone has his own path, and many artists I discover has a very regular path, and that is one. My case for sure. No, I patent the toys, and the toys allow me to do internship that was supposed to last a couple of months in New York, And then it lasts 6 years. So instead of going to university, I spend those 6 years in inventing toys. In the meantime, I discovered art and step by step.
Any dangerous toys?
No, no. No.
Just
Well,
checking.
actually, but
We didn't
yeah.
get any suing from Mattel, these kind of things. That's good.
We
And there is some contemporary aesthetics that you are following, that you like, that you think it's like inspiring you, and because we spoke about like the past, that is great. Imagine that in our magazine, like in the second issue of Flash Art was 1967. There was like Guerriglia per l'Arte from Germano Cellant was in the issue number 2 of Flash Art, so it was like 60 years ago. But now, coming to our days, which are the artists that you are looking, that you would like to see like during this Art Basel?
Well, for example, it's strange because I love Maurizio Cattelan, okay? And the kind of work they do is completely different. I mean, it's opposite. But as often happen, you know, you love things that are completely different.
Yeah.
So there is an artist like, I don't know, Jeff Koons or Maurizio Cattelan or Demi Hirst that I completely love. I think they deserve the success they have completely. So it's, you know, it's,
It's
from
not, you're
all over. But there are many.
I hope like you enjoy the possibility to meet Arcangelo in the Sanlorenzo lounge. I guess we will give you to the public. They have the opportunity to meet you with a glass of champagne.
Too much.
Thanks also to our Sergio Buttiglieri, that is like the style director of Sanlorenzo, also the Sanlorenzo team. Because they are doing great, so we are expecting great things from both of you. I cannot imagine what will happen together, what we will see next time. Maybe not in a lounge, maybe in the middle of the seaside. So
maybe in the middle of the ocean.
So again, thanks everyone, and enjoy also this the next champagne. Thank you.
Grazie. Grazie Cristiano, grazie Gia, grazie davvero.
Perché niente baci?
Perché ci stanno riprendendo. Siamo su YouTube.
Are you sure?